Okay, before I start this video, I have no children of my own, and I have no experience of bringing up natural children, but I do have a concern in how to bring up children in the ways of Christ. I'm just aware there's a bit of a movement among teenagers these days that they are hopefully seeking the face of God and to inspired to know God, and not all this sort of fanaticism there is in a lot of churches, and prosperity doctrine and hype about healing and stuff like that. That we need to make sure and gird our children on this. That we, as parents, you need to make sure you got the right environment anyway for your children. You do go to the right sort of churches that preach the word of God. They don't deviate into prosperity doctrine or hype, or the sort of stuff of false teaching that you inspire your children into the word of God. There's lots of resources out there to children's Bibles, and getting their first written Bible, or know what videos they're looking at online, inspire them into the word of God in the way that they should go, and they will bring you blessing, and won't be a stress upon you that they get involved in some strange, weird, cultish church or something, or that they're being accustomed or accompanied by people that are not being, they're not sound in the way they conduct their own lives, or they're being interfered with by adults or something, or it's just as much a safeguarding thing. Spiritual safeguarding is vital amongst children, that you are bringing them in the word of God, not the hype of sort of that there is in so many mega churches. I'd say just avoid the mega churches, avoid them, and if you see one, check them over thoroughly before you bring your children into it. Thoroughly check the doctrine, thoroughly check the way they do things. Otherwise, so many youngsters will get caught up in these demonic mega churches that are just not biblical. They're just hyped up with money and show, and the cameras are there, let's put a show on. That's just not of God. God called us to live a life of humility, a life of experience, experience is a bad word, because they think it's all hype and sort of emotional sort of stuff, but into the depths of God. Say, look, they're going to be brought up in the word of God, not some strange institutional, constitutional piece of crap. That they are brought up in the training of God, and that the church they go to is soundly based on the word of God, not some strange, hyped up show. There's no sideshow in the Bible. Jesus didn't get followed by the press and the papers. He brought the word of God to for the sake of their salvation, not the hype of the press or the cameras or a stage or a platform. He brought them up into salvation, to have a relationship with him. The Church of Jesus Christ is all about having a relationship with him. Jesus doesn't call us to church, he calls us to make disciples, and that's what a great start you parents have, is to disciple your children in the ways of God. Of course, get the balance, not bully them into it or with brutality, but your parents would be a joy to you, that you take them, but you impart with them the right influence, and that you are looking after your children. They don't go off and get into some strange situation, that you check what they're doing. As parents, you should naturally do that, and I no doubt you do. But I'm just concerned that a lot of these children, okay, the youth are wanting to find Jesus, that's brilliant, but hopefully they'll find Jesus not as hype, but as a relationship with God. So hopefully all that we do, hopefully all those out there, bringing people into, particularly young men and women, into a relationship with God, not an institution. not some strange, formatted ritual that we go through so often, but bring them into relationship with God. That is so vital. And to guard them against the deviations of so many of these mega churches that just preach hype and hype and hype and hype. It's almost a plastic veneer. Don't really look good behind the camera, but what they like if they've not got a camera in their nose, what they really like, be on your godparents, because the devil is a roaring lion seeking who he may devour. And sometimes he'll attack the children. You probably know that as parents. The children get attacked, but they might be spiritually attacked as well, get involved in the wrong stuff. And the churches are good at that, as the world is. Take my word for it, because I've seen it. They are hyped up into so much spiritual hype that's not of God. They're not read out the scriptures, they're just having an emotional sort of, this feels good. But it's deviated. It inspires the wrong spirit. So, bring your children into a living relationship. Pray with them around the table. Have grace times together. Read the Word of God together. Say, right, kids, right, okay, we're going to read a bit from the Bible today before you eat, before you have family time together. Get them. Maybe the culture of your household too. Bring in the Word of God as they do at Sunday school or youth events in your church. So they learn themselves how to say, right, what I've just experienced, is it actually in the Word of God? If it isn't, then chuck it out, disregard it. That's the devil's sneaky little deviations, Anyway, bless you. Bye.